Hi, hello. My name is Danny. I am a licensed esthetician, skin texture expert, corneotherapist, and I have over 30 years of experience. I'm also the creator of Skin Harmonics and the creator of the regenerative skin process, which creates skin that is self-purifying and self-renewing and also slow to age. And today I want to talk about skincare routines and a little more specifically, corrective versus maintenance versus preventative care. All good skincare routines are taking you somewhere, and it's critical to have a cohesive plan, which is, of course, exactly what I've done with Skin Harmonics, because the whole point of skincare is that we're going somewhere. We are improving our skin health, and we are arriving at aging delay. Skin Harmonics is a unique skin company for many reasons, but one of them is that in order to do the daily practices for our skin, they're simple, is that there is a component of devotion to being able to be this consistent. And next, there is this practical science that Skin Harmonics that I've weaved into Skin Harmonics. And of course, we're relying on nature's wisdom. We aren't looking externally or to AI for any of the answers. We're leaning into nature and we're working with practical science. And there is this devotional aspect to Skin Harmonics because that is what gives us the consistency that our skin needs and that all good health practices need. And so many of my clients, so many of you, what we all have in common is that our critical thinking is still intact, where we can look at something and go, and have our own independent thoughts and not just be bamboozled by media and advertising. So that's also something that, which is why Skin Harmonics was created. It was myself going through years of schooling and leaning into my own experience, but then also really applying like a radical critical thinking. And that was how the regenerative skin process emerged. And some of you have found me because you were doing a lot of research too. Kind of going down the rabbit hole of searching for holistic skincare for something that maybe stood out. And then many of you just had a really good intuition about that. And then also some of you were pretty lucky and just had a friend tell you. But what I want to talk about, or let's want to just really start to dive in about is that we really need our skincare to take us somewhere. And not only just taking us somewhere, is that we want to prevent problems along the way. With Skin Harmonics, if you find out about Skin Harmonics soon enough, you can actually completely sidestep so many problems that happen with conventional skincare. Because it truly is a maze. I've streamlined and I've brought together so many things so that you don't have to spend the thousands of dollars that I spent, and emotional energy and disappointment that I spent for half of my career. So we can just skip that maze. So corrective care. This is an origin set. And this is also going a little bit beyond an origin set. When I first have a client come to me, we're in corrective care because we've got to we have to do a pattern interrupt for our skin and intervene with some pretty strong products to get our skin back on track and behaving the way that it was born to. And so it's this origin set, the mist, the serum, a moisturizer. Many of you know I sell multiple moisturizers. It doesn't matter which one you like. They're all restoration butters. So it's just a mood thing. It's a smell. It's a texture thing. And then The enzyme pack that I sell is an excellent moisturizer or exfoliator. It's completely sufficient in most cases. And the vitamin C powder is one of the things too that I consider corrective care. And it's new learning. Like, this is huge, because it's the right products. But what Skin Harmonics is it's new learning. There's a whole list of things to not do to our skin. And I have a blog. I encourage you to read it. But it's basically not over cleansing and not over exfoliating your skin and not giving your skin any additional aggressive trauma treatments. And what is also included in corrective care is really leaning in to doing this longer than a month, participating in the bulk refills where you're going to be doing it for more than just a month, 3 to 6 months, of course, longer. Many of you have been on my system for years. And I'm going to list all of the things that I'm doing with corrective care out here. And it's Revive, the exfoliator. I just mentioned that, right? My vitamin C powder. Super Feast is extraordinary for correcting skin, correcting acne, getting ahead of premature aging, getting in with menopausal skin, which is really hungry. So I just can't say enough about Super Feast, and it can only be used at night. I'm also selling some biopeptide serums. It's a pair. It's an activator and the actual biopeptide serum. It absolutely extraordinary. The dermal nutrients and the biopeptides that I sell are the only two holistic actives that I know about that actually increase cell turnover, but without adding inflammation and without sun sensitizing our skin. So these two are critical to that holistic resurfacing that's happening with our skin. And also sunscreen. Like, sunscreen is just mandatory. A natural one, a mineral-based one, of course, no chemical one. It still means you're getting vitamin D, just not using your face to do so. You have the whole rest of your body to synthesize vitamin D. And there's a way to get vitamin D synthesis within your body by gazing and exposing your skin to the sun, but doing that not in peak hours and very limited, so as to not get the collagen loss and the aging that does happen with sun exposure. And I will say that when we're working with acne, sometimes I do work in an old school acne scrub, and it's used right before using the Revive enzyme pack. And I don't always recommend that. So get with me so that I can look at your skin. And of course, the niacinamide powder, which is so powerful. So those are all of the correctives that I use. And let's see. I want to keep moving along. Okay, so corrective care, all that I've just mentioned, leads into maintenance and preventative care. So you don't have to necessarily do all of the things that I just listed out. That's why you're going to get with me and we can customize and see what, I can prioritize them for you and see which are the most important ones for you to do. But once we've done all that, our skin is in a place where we can move into maintenance, where we're not slipping backwards and we're maintaining everything that we just corrected. And sometimes maintenance and preventative care can be blended and they can look very similar. Preventative care just means we're going to get ahead of future problems. And let's go into what maintenance care is. So maintenance care is an origin set and it's sunscreen. And an origin set can be done in less than 2 minutes. It's so easy. And I've actually done it in less than 2 minutes. It's so simple. It's so easy. It's so short that you can do it every day or twice a day. And it just becomes second nature. You can do it while you're camping. You can do it at the airport. You can do it at Burning Man like I did years ago. And it's just something that you do. You don't even think about it. It's like brushing your teeth. And that's what maintenance care is. And I already talked about that. Here we go. I want to also just speak to how powerful the corrective care is, because we can prevent the problems of going and getting these from the sun exposure. And over time, we can prevent and we can reverse these possible actinic precursor lesions, which is a pretty big deal. And it's like we want to just move through these 3 types of skincare routines, because once we correct our skin, we can float in maintenance for years. And then we go back and we do some preventative. So the main thing is that we know what we're doing, because I can tell you that when you're working with just sort of trying to hodgepodge and hack your skincare routine, you're wasting a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of energy, because you're buying this for that. None of it is real cohesive. Even if you're using it all from the same skincare company, you can be using products that, in my opinion, are taking your skin backwards. But it's just chaos prevails when you don't have a clear plan to get there. And it's just wasteful. And there's just no reason to be wasting our time and money and energy and resources in this way. And something that I've noticed too with conventional skincare is that it kind of sends you into chaos, because you're inflaming it, you're traumatizing it, and then you have to hydrate it and try to soothe it. And it's what I've jokingly called in the past, like bipolar skincare. And so also so many of the products that are being sold, like, don't do anything. So you're just wasting money, and it just adds to the confusion. And then the few products that do something are doing something that isn't good. You don't want new skin cells coming from over cleansing and from over exfoliation. And when you're trying to just over cleanse your skin, you're taking your skin further and further and further away from where it needs to be self-cleansing. So I just can't say enough on and lately I've had with some new clients, they've brought me their skincare products and their skin routines, and it's just, you will just be going in circles forever, chasing symptoms and getting nowhere. And it's just a shame to see. And yeah, so I remember now when I made this image. So the whole idea of having a really good, simple skincare routine, which is what Skin Harmonics provides, is that you can flow with it. It breathes with you. You can expand it or collapse it, go back to just the origin set when you need to, when life happens. Like sometimes you just can't do a lot. And if all you can do is a mist serum and moisturizer, fantastic. And I will say that you can even just do a moisturizer. Like when things are that bad, you can just do a moisturizer, and that counts. And then you can make it through the rapids, make it through that life event, whether it be horrendous or joyful. And you can go back and you can expand it back out into where you're adding the vitamin C powder at night. You're doing the niacinamide powder. You're adding some of those more correctives back in. And that you can do so effortlessly. You know how to expand it and you know how to collapse it, just so that, we can make it through the seasons of our life. Because otherwise, it's just chaos that reigns. And nobody wins with this except for all the companies, right, that are just profiting from your confusion, hand over fist, from your confusion and chaos. Because I will say that conventional skincare is expensive. Sometimes people balk at my prices, and it's because they don't know how much money they're already wasting on their skin and how many problems they're creating for their skin by participating in conventional skincare. And I think one of my main message of this newsletter is just to find somebody who can get you there. Find somebody, yours truly, that can get you on a maintenance and also be able to give you the new learning that's needed so that you can expand and go to corrective skincare when you can and get on preventative skincare. Because the whole point of all of this is that we're arriving at aging delay, and that we not even that we just have aging delay. It's that our skin looks so good as it's aging. It's glowing. The texture is smooth. We haven't gotten the precursor lesions. It's bright. It's glowing. That's where we're headed, and that's exactly what's possible. And come see me. Come see me in Summerland. I'm arriving very soon. I'll be there. Probably by the time you're watching this, I'll be there. I will be in Summerland July 6th through the 15th. And then come see me in Colorado. This is my Louisville office over here. We're on the main street of Louisville, which is just 10 minutes from Boulder. And I think we got it. I think I was able to make this for you. And I, again, just wanted to focus on just having a skincare routine that moves with you, breathes with your life, and that you know what to do. You get a sunburn, you know what to do. You're going camping, you know what to do. You're flying somewhere, you know which products to pack, which not to. Or something happens and you're not doing all of the things, but you're doing a few, and that counts. And so my last announcement is that I made a lip balm. It's rose vanilla. It's made with local Colorado beeswax. It's fantastic, and it's been added to my website recently. I'm going to do a whole newsletter about it next time, just explaining how fabulous this new lip balm is that I named Chorus, because I like to think of us all using it and singing our lives in a beautiful chorus all together. Okay, I will see each of you next time.